think either you are inspired by what exists and you can start from there, or you experience that as a constraint. But I think there are more and more architects today who see things a bit differently and who are clearly inspired with an existing situation and start to build from there. And I think in general to work with, because you can work with existing materials and existing buildings, and those two are not always exactly the same. I think if you're talking about the materials themselves, two general approaches. One is, on the one hand, you will have to design maybe in a bit of a more general way, because your materials or your supply of materials are more insecure, uncertain than new materials. So you should actually define your design in ways that anticipate that uncertainty, which kind of forces you to think of your design more in terms of what are the qualities I want, what are certain textures I like, what does a space actually has to do, more in terms of the goal of the architecture rather than starting with a new material and going from there. And I think still most architects find that a constraint, but in my head it's very much making your design more robust, because you are adapting for uncertainties, and you can, once the opportunity of a certain material arises, you can just jump on it and it will fit the design. And on the other hand, you might already see a very specific opportunity of material which might be very unique, or it might be in a quantity which is very rare. And then you should really adapt to that opportunity and design around it. And then really the material, it's a bit of the inverse. On the one hand, you can design in a very open way. On the other, you really have to adapt to the specificity of the material and start from there. I think that's often how you could summarize the design strategy for working with reuse.